Hey, wifeys!
This is Chennel.
This is Marquita.
This is Britagne, and you are listening to the Young Wives Club podcast.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Young Wives Club Podcast, and check out our link tree for all our streaming sites.
Welcome back,
What's
ladies.
up, y'all?
Welcome back. Episode 3.
Yay.
So, how's everybody's week been so far? Or not so far, but we're at the end of the week.
This week has been stressful.
I'm for real, though.
Really?
I'm
What's
for
been
real.
going on?
Well, work, and then the up in the air on, are we going to work? Are we not going to
True.
work?
Yeah.
Now kids have 2 weeks off, so now we have to figure out schedules.
Oh, yeah.
That sucks.
Who's going to be home with the kids? Rotating
What have y'all
schedules.
figured out?
So my husband will be home on Monday, and I think they've been approved to work from home for at least this first week.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's nice.
And I think we're gonna get some time too. However, I'm on a special project at work, so my boss is like, well, we can just meet at this other office we've been meeting at.
Yeah,
So to
man,
them,
listen.
technically,
So he's
that's
not
working.
wanting you to telework, like
So-
from home.
Exactly. So to them, telework is anywhere other than your duty location. And
Right.
since I won't be at my desk, I'll be at
To
a different
him,
place that's
oh.
teleworking.
Well, he's trying to be slick.
Right, he tried that one.
He is, but it's something we got to get done. So although I would like to be home for these 2 weeks, it might not work out that way.
Me either,
Yeah.
girl. I actually, because I'm essential, I'll be in the office by myself.
At least no one will be there.
Huh?
At least no one will be there to bug you.
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
that's true, but who wants to be, first of all, in the office, and then second of all, in there by yourself?
Right. I mean, they tried my manager, she was basically like, oh, I got an email and it was $100 gift card for DoorDash. And I called her, I was like, let me make sure this ain't no virus. I was like, did you send me a gift card? She was like, yeah, I felt so bad that you and another
good.
girl in another office, because we're the only two that does the duties that we have. And she's like, I felt so bad that you guys had to be in here. So,
Wait, so
there
she gave you
go.
a $100 gift card to DoorDash?
Yes.
Do you
So you
DoorDash that much at work?
No, that made me mad. I don't want that. I want to go home.
I thought she was being, well, I mean, at least you'll be eating for free.
I mean, I thought it was a $100 like Visa gift card. Spend anywhere. I didn't know it was DoorDash.
Yeah, what she could do is give me 2 extra days PTO, and that would have been all right. That would have been an even trade.
True.
Okay.
But $100 is probably cheaper.
I guess, but yeah, I feel your pain. Like I gotta be there for 2 weeks. Nobody's gonna be there. Maybe 1 or 2 people, but still, I don't like being. Y'all know me. I'm scary, so I don't like being places by myself, day or night.
true.
Well, will you be able to have the building locked, or do you? Have
Oh
to be
yeah,
there
we
with
have
it?
really tight security. Like we can't get in the building
okay.
without our key that's on our phone, or if you have a badge. But it's gonna be all right.
That's
She was
good.
like, well, you can bring a tablet or something.
So everyone in your office is going to be out except for you. So what is your purpose for being there?
I'm admin, so I have to do all the admin stuff, and like when the mail comes in, I can't take that stuff home, and I have to distribute it out to different account managers, and we have a really huge scanner that can scan in people's scan folders and all that stuff. I don't have savvy stuff like that at home, so there's no way that I can do that.
So they can still keep getting their
mail,
Oh, so your purpose for being in the office is to make sure that they
Everybody
can
else
work
is
from
working.
home.
There you go.
Gotcha.
How
But
you
my
like them
boss is
apples?
usually pretty flexible. So we were talking about this the other day. I think like you're more willing to put in the work when your boss, is flexible with you versus like if they're a jerk, then you're like, no, you
Right.
sure?
I know,
I'm not
that's
doing this
right.
or that.
Yeah.
So.
Right. And then she was like, I feel bad. I'm like, I don't think I have a choice, sis. I need a job. However,
Right.
I mean, they did mention like if the IT can get our phones together at home, then they were like, okay, well, maybe once or twice out of the week, y'all go get the mail, scan it, and then roll.
Okay, yeah.
So this is kind of like temporary. So I'm praying to the Lord Jesus that they switch up the plan. But at the same time, I just want things to, go back to normal. So hopefully people do just go back to work, because this stuff is a mess.
What about you?
Yeah,
Well,
what about you?
I'm going to be home for the whole 2 weeks.
Here she goes. Well, that's good.
My job literally kept telling us, oh, we're going to put out an email letting everybody know like what's going to be going on. And I'm admin too. but they didn't even put out an email until like 5:50. Everybody's work day pretty much is like a standard 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Even though some of us kind of switch our hours in between there. Like me, I'm there 8:30 to 4:30 because the 9 to 5 was just not working for me. And since I had the flexibility to be able to change it, I changed it. So I'm like, okay, looking like, what's the email going to say? My supervisor's like, oh, let's see what the email says before we make a decision. So it was like 4:00 and it was Friday and I hadn't taken a lunch all week. So I went to my supervisor's office and I was like, look, I ain't seen no email, so we're going to sit down and talk about what's about to happen with
me personally.
Right, because I don't know what's going on. And she's like, yeah, well, let's wait. And I was like, well, I can't come in these 2 weeks. I said, my children are going to be home.
Yeah.
I said, and I can't be having them home by themselves. And so she's like, yeah, I know. She's like, you're not the only one. She has to have her granddaughters for these 2 weeks, and there's other people that have children in school. So anyway, fast forward, they send out the email, and the email is literally just all about staff that work in the homes with the individuals that we serve. Nothing about admin, nothing about what we're allowed to do. So I was like, hey,
this is what it is.
This is what I'm about to do.
This is what it is, right? Because the director of our program recently just said she didn't want no one to bring kids to work. So we not bringing kids to work. So if the kids are home, I'm home.
That's why I thought that, because our agency hasn't put out anything yet. And I thought when schools closed for 2 weeks, I mean, a majority, I'm sure, of our agency has kids and has to figure something out. So I don't know, maybe we'll hear something on Monday, but we had like a mandatory work from home day on Monday anyway, so that they can test our system and make sure it can completely run with all these people working away. So maybe they'll put out something Monday. I don't know.
See, that's why I need some kids, because if I had kids, I'd be like, I'm doing what? I'm going home. Right. That other plan y'all had? Yeah, that's me. So
I mean, and of course, I'm not like a single parent or nothing. I do have George, but Geico is just not as lenient with
They were like, these accidents is still happening.
Yeah, I mean, they could care less about this coronavirus. When it has stuff to do
with cars and stuff like that, no, because it's Mike too. He's still got to go in.
Yeah. I asked George, I was like, so what has your job said about this? And he was like, I mean, they really said nothing. They just told him he didn't have to go to the houses. They put him in a shop, but people still have to come to him.
Right.
I was like, it don't matter. I mean, same thing. But Geico's not as lenient, and I'm not willing to have him risk his job.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can stay home. My job is a little bit more forgiving, a little bit more, lenient. So you go ahead and work. I'm going to enjoy these 2 weeks.
That's right. Well, public service announcement. If you're listening, make sure you're washing your hands, okay?
That's right. And 20 seconds minimally.
Yes. Sing a song, sing 2 choruses or something. Like, we want to find a link or something. I think you can sing back that thing up and something. Welcome to Atlanta when the players play. Like,
or for your children, happy birthday will suffice.
There we go. Yeah. Or if they ratchet, find some, some trap music. But yeah, please, guys, wash your hands.
Whatever you gotta do.
Yeah, be cautious. Stay in if you need to stay in. Be with your kids if you need to be with your kids, and monitor all. Make sure they're doing their work. And I heard some, parents today at my hair appointment that even though they home, Fortnite is not happening.
Yeah.
So
not in my house.
It's a school night.
Right. Yeah. So. Anyway, since we're talking about our children, we might as well go ahead and jump right into this week's episode, which we are going to title Kids versus No Kids. Now, we're not doing a debate. We are just kind of comparing and contrasting, telling our stories and little tidbits of how we handled life before kids, how we handle life with kids. Britt's going to chime in with her daily life and everything with not having kids right now. And then we'll talk about Britt later on in the future about how she'll be after she has kids.
Yes.
So anyway, what is everyone's day like with children or not having children?
Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all go. First of all, I need to hear Marquita, because y'all listen to this. Marquita has 3 kids. Okay. Marquita has 3 kids, first of all. Not only does she nap, she gets places on time
before
and
everybody
prompt.
else. Yes.
Right. So,
if she says she's gonna be there at 4:30, she's ringing your bell
at
4:30.
So we want to know,
with kids or without kids.
So I need you to tell our listeners, our wifeys, how you do this.
And was it always this easy, or is it because your kids are older now that it's a lot easier?
No. with one child, 2 or 3, I've always gotten where I need to be on time. And honestly, it's just kind of because that's how it was with me growing up. It was me, my younger sister, older brother, and my older sister. And my parents did not let that be a issue as to why they did not get anywhere on time. We knew if we had to be somewhere at 5, we weren't starting to get ready at 4 o'clock. You know, at 4 o'clock, we were done and ready. It was just more of a, okay, we get ready to leave in like 15, 20 minutes if we had to be somewhere, depending on, you know, how far it is. So, I mean, pretty much, I just don't wait till the last minute. I mean, if I got to be somewhere at 4:30 with the kids or without the kids, I'm getting ready. And so are the kids no later than I'd want to say like 3. So that way, that's gives me.
That's where I fall short.
So I mean, but it's not a smooth like get ready. Like I still have to tell the boys, all right, get off the game. 2 minutes later, y'all are still in the game. Come on, get off the game. But that's why I start early, so that way I have enough time to do all of that and my yelling. Because it's not okay, kids, let's get ready. And and they upstairs doing what I actually asked them to do the first time. It's never that way ever. But it's just all about time management for me.
I'm gonna have to but my issue is the mornings.
Okay.
We live 2 minutes away from school, and I got a letter from the school because I'm taking him to school late too often. And I'm like, this is embarrassing.
They sent you a letter?
They sent us a letter saying he's been tardy at least 10 times since the beginning of the school year.
And how many tardies equal an absence?
So they didn't have that on there. I don't know if they do that yet at this grade, but they kind of just warned us like, you know, too many more and it'll start to affect. So their thing, which isn't necessarily our case, was it's a disruption to the class when your child comes in late. My child gets there late. It's literally like he's running to the door and the bell rang and they already shut the door on him. Like it's not like he's showing up and he's getting in class after everyone has already gotten in and settled in. He's literally walking through the doors a minute after everybody else, and not even the classroom because their school starts at 8:15. Class doesn't start till 8:25. So that 10 minutes is when they're at their lockers and stuff like that. Okay. So he gets to his lockers while everyone's still at their locker. But when that bell rings, it's like they have a 2-door system. So one door that's locked, you have to get buzzed in. And then you can only go to the office. And then a second door that, you know, if it's open, you could walk straight through. But they don't do that. That way, if you're a stranger or some kind of crazy person, you can't just get right into the building without going to the office first.
Which is good.
When that bell rings, that second door is like a death trap. They are slamming that door shut the second the bell rings. So, yeah, we're always like, literally, I'm like, run, son, go. Get in there. So that's our issue. That's my issue because.
So is it because you're not getting up early enough?
So I get him up at 7 and we leave the house at 8. So I'm giving him an hour to eat and get ready. Okay. I don't know if I need to get up, but the thing is he doesn't get up.
Okay.
I go in there at 7:15, he's still not
at
up.
That 7
I go in there at 7:30, he's still not up. Okay, 7:45, son, you need to be out this bed, brushing your teeth and getting ready. But like urgency is not in his system. Like he don't know how to move swiftly.
And Daryl is already gone.
He's already gone. Okay. So then I'm left, although he gets Dylan ready before he leaves for work. So Dylan's already dressed and ready to go. Okay. But, you know, I'm left to like.
Left to fuss with that one.
I'm telling you, every morning I'm a screaming biatch at them every morning. And I feel like after I drop him off, I feel the mom guilt that I sent him off to school after I just yelled at him and fussed at him the whole morning. But I'm like, dude, you're in second grade now. Kindergarten, first grade. We've been doing this too long. You know what the routine is. But
and what time does he go to bed? Is he like up late?
Well, no, he's usually in bed no later than 9 and sleep probably around 10ish. But he just likes his Z's, and so do I. But that's right. I don't know. I got to figure out something else. And then all the other everyday lateness that we are. At that point, it's just we're getting out the door. We have like all good intentions, and somebody got to poop, or somebody need a juice, or somebody needs something. So I'm just gonna need to like think of all the scenarios, have them set aside and done by the time we need to leave. I just need to get us, like you said, get us ready way before.
Yeah, just give yourself time.
I usually get us ready in enough time to walk out the door. Not time to get ready, sit and chill, then walk out the door. So that's what I'm going to have to do.
So is your morning routine similar, or is it hard to get your kids up?
There's screaming in the morning in my house, but I'm going to admit I have fallen off with our morning routine because in the beginning of the school year and for like the first couple months, alarm went off at 6:30 and the kids were up no later than 6:45 just because they're slow in the morning. Yeah. I just think that's all kids. But now the alarm goes off at 6:30. I snooze it till 7. I snooze it till 7:15. And my kids are bus riders. So Christian's bus gets there at 7:50. So they take showers at night. So all they have to do in the mornings, get up, brush your teeth, wash their face, put their clothes on. And I mean, that's pretty much it. My kids, I don't feed them in the morning. They don't like breakfast that early in the morning. So that's not even a factor. I don't even attempt it. But like here lately, I've been kind of pushing it, and it's even gotten to the point where George is like getting up and get the kids ready, and he'll get them out on the bus. So it's kind of like the roles have kind of flipped a little bit because I've kind of fallen back. But I mean, our morning routine definitely still has some yelling in it. So I'm like, all right, boys, stop playing. Like, get off the TV, turn the TV off.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing, too.
You're supposed to have your shoes on.
You're not going to be able to watch TV in the morning no more if you can't get ready.
Yeah, it's just always something, but I'm ready for the school year to be over, honestly.
I am, too. Like, so many people parents, I feel like, dread the summer. But I be looking forward to it because I'm just like, then I don't have to
get them up.
It's not a schedule anymore. I don't have to worry about it. Like, they're home, but like my oldest is self-sufficient. So, I mean, and Dylan, he gonna wake up early no matter what time of year it is. So that's no different for us.
Maybe that would change later.
And the same thing, I used to do breakfast. Like, that's why I feel bad now because I used to get up, make pancakes.
Girl,
I don't do that no more.
Breakfast if they want it.
So he get like a granola bar thrown in his bed, be like, here, eat.
That's quick and easy. At least he eating.
And then also he has lunch at 10:30.
So I don't understand that. When you said that,
that's brunch.
That's
brunch.
That's still breakfast.
That's breakfast.
Yeah.
That's why they've allowed them. And his teacher even said this is the first time he's ever had a class with lunch this early. So he allows them to have snack in the afternoon.
I would hope so.
Because when he goes to aftercare, we don't get him till 5.
Right, but
so if you ate lunch at 10:30 and then you're not getting home till 5.
And then their metabolism is like...
And they're running around all the time.
Running around and things like that.
Yeah. Poor baby. You tell us why you be late and stuff.
She said, well, I'll be late and stuff.
Y'all,
she just gonna put me on Front
Britt
Street.
be late and she don't got no kids right now. So we don't understand what
Britt
going
on this whole event.
Right. So for me, and this is where they laugh at me, if I don't get sleep, I cannot function. So I'm always trying to go to bed no later.
Your bedtime alarm.
Right. No later than 10. So I can get myself like going to sleep.
I don't remember the last time I was asleep at 10.
Right.
So Marquita be waking up from her nap.
Yeah, right, exactly. So mind you, like we've already said, they be having group chats. I be waking up and they be booming like do. I'm like, I miss all this. So yeah, like if there's a night that I'm up, I'm extremely tired in the morning. And I don't know if it's because I'm anemic or if it's just how my body flows. Like I'm very sluggish. Yeah, I'm very sluggish in the morning. So I'll be having to like have 12 alarms to get up. But I know because where we live now and my commute is maybe like 30 minutes, I know by 7:40, if I'm not out the house, I'm late or I'm not going to be able to get breakfast and then, get to work. So I've been really good at that. And then on Fridays is great because I know like I can leave by like 7:50. So I get like an extra 10 minutes. Okay. Exactly. And with everything going on now, traffic is
That's
a
what I
smoother.
heard. I mean, I work really close to home, so I don't experience that. But my sister-in-law was saying how she was like, I don't like this that's going on. She's like, but the traffic is amazing. Because my husband said he can get into DC quick in the mornings now.
But yeah, as far as like events, it's either two things. It's either me being stuck in the bathroom or time management. So like Marquita says, instead of me getting ready at 2:30 to be somewhere at like 4. I'm getting ready at 3:30. That's a lie. So 3, and then I'm getting caught up with my hair. I'm getting caught up with makeup if I wear, because I barely wear makeup anymore, or what to wear, or just getting distracted with my ADD. So it's just like I gotta be like focused, on what you gotta do. So yeah, that's no problem.
So back up to your morning. So you say you're sluggish. Does that mean like, are you getting up on time and you just move extremely slow in the morning, or you snooze it to the last minute and you're rushing to get out the bed?
Exactly. It takes me a little bit to get out the bed, because even if I'm up at 6:30, I'm on my phone, or I'm just looking like, get up, just get up, like, but I'm not getting up. Like, I wish I can be that type of person. Like, when my alarm is at 6:30, I can hop out of bed. Mike can do that. That ain't my ministry.
Yeah.
So I even told him, I'm like, I want to be a morning person. Like, I wish I could be that person that wakes up at 5 o'clock, do like 5 o'clock, like exercise, take a shower, and go to work. Like, I can't. Yeah, I can't. Maybe like after we have kids and I'm trying to snap back, maybe I'll be more motivated. But I think it's a lot.
You're gonna be more tired.
That's true. And that, outside of giving birth, me like not getting sleep and knowing like ain't nobody gonna care that I have a newborn and I gotta go to work.
Yeah,
that scares me, because I know I'm not gonna get enough sleep, and it's gonna be scary.
Maybe you'll have a really good baby that sleeps really well.
I hope so.
Well, not at first. I mean, at first, no matter how good they are,
but
you're gonna get it maybe 3 hours at a time.
And that's a strong maybe.
Yeah.
That's for like the first 2-3 months.
But Mike is ready. He's like, if you're asleep, I'll do night shift.
I feel like he would, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the good thing, because now that where we are, like, you know, once we have kids and like Dylan's babysitter is still available, I would like to do that because it's right down the road.
She's great.
And Mike works at, later than me. So if I have to get up, get me ready, and get the baby ready, and he just drops the baby off, I'll be fine with that. Yeah. So that's where I get the
I mean, well, it's not like you're gonna be doing it by yourself, but
right.
I mean, what do you plan to do, breast or bottle?
Probably both. It depends. Yeah.
And I didn't think about that. I feel like, I don't know, I was dumb. But I didn't think about like the whole, like, I really wanted to breastfeed with both kids. With the first kid, I just didn't do enough research as to, you have to really eat to make sure the milk comes in. Like, I had zero appetite after I had him. And good, because I lost weight after I had him, but not good because I wasn't producing enough milk. So it wasn't enough for him. He was like, I don't want this. So we went to the bottom. With the second kid, like, they really worked with me in the hospital to make sure I had my milk going. And it was great, but it just hurts. So, like, I don't know.
Yeah, girl, you was giving Dylan strawberry milk in the hospital.
I was, because they had me pumping, and TMI, but I was bleeding.
Oh my gosh.
So then the milk was like pink, and they were like, "Oh, it's fine," and I'm like, "No, pour this milk out. I'm not giving him no bloody milk."
But if he was sucking it from your nipple, wouldn't have known anyway.
But it is so painful.
My mom said the same thing.
The sensation just throws me off. If I'm being completely honest, and I feel horrible to say that, but that sensation and then looking down and seeing my kid on it just threw me off really bad. It's not like a turn, like, not like I'm getting turned on sensation, but it just, and then if
it's the sensation that comes with it.
Yeah, and if they're on there wrong, it hurts.
It does. And
but then I got
nipples ain't no joke.
Exactly. Then I got so like, my breasts were literally like bricks. Yeah, like whatever bra you're wearing, your breasts are gonna take that shape. You could take your bra off, and your breast is still in that cone or that square or whatever it was. So I really wanted to, but I didn't think to pump and then bottle feed him with the breast milk. So
I see what you're saying. Okay.
So he could have still been getting breast milk. I kind of, in my mind, it was one or the other, either breastfeeding or bottle or formula.
Yeah.
And I could have been just pumping, and so that I don't get that pain, but then he could still get the breast milk. But
that's one thing about me. I might be, like, my time sensitivity or time whatever might be crazy, but I am a planner, and every time I go to work, I'm like, okay, if I get pregnant, if I need to pump, where the heck am I going to pump?
Offices,
they're supposed to give you
like
time.
a room or a space that you can go pump.
well, I'm gonna have to check that out because
maybe they just because they don't have anyone currently, but they would put you in an empty office or somewhere.
Where you can lock the door and everything.
Because there is a woman there who just had a baby in September. And she actually has like wallpaper on her window because she has her own office.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's because
she pumps. That makes sense. I mean, and they can't not let you pump. Like they have to give you that time. So
and I think that would be good because then you can not have the baby attached to you all the time. Mm-hmm. You can feel like, oh, I can go to the store because that's another thing. Then you have to plan your running out with your feeding schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time when they're really young,
eat every 2 hours, so will the baby.
Exactly. Mike and the baby will be on the same schedule.
On the same schedule, exactly.
So did y'all always imagine like having kids? Was that always the plan? Because I know for you, Marquita, you had yours pretty early, so you ain't really had time to think about it. You're like, okay.
I mean, I always wanted kids. I wanted two. I wanted a boy and I wanted a girl, and I wanted to be done. Mm-hmm. But clearly God had other plans because I had 2 boys and then I had a girl.
Did you plan to have, did you in your mind, once you had 2 boys, did you say, oh, I do want to try for a girl? Or were you going to be done with your 2 boys?
So no. So me and George, after we were pregnant with Aiden, after having Aiden, we were like, yeah, we want to try when Aiden was like 1. We wanted to try one more time, have a girl. And I guess Aiden had been, I don't know, 4 months, 4 or 5. I don't remember how many months he was. But we were just like, one day we looked at each other and we were just like, nah, that third one ain't gonna happen. We're good. Like, these 2 are keeping us busy enough.
We're content.
Right. We were so content. And sure enough,
God said the joke's on you.
Right. A week later, I was like, George, my period ain't here. What's going on? I went in the bathroom, took a pregnancy test. That thing came back positive. I took it in the bedroom and threw it on George. I was like, look pissed. At this. I was hot because we had just decided like we weren't going to have a third one or we weren't going to try. And not because I was like, no, what if we don't have a girl? I was just like, no, 2 is good. Yeah. Like 2 is a good even number. Yeah. And so thank God at least my third one was a girl.
Yeah. Now, did you in your mind like ever plan like an age, just being like, oh, I want to have kids at 25. That was always me.
Oh, no. I never planned an age. I just knew I wanted to have kids. And then.
So that was your plan. What was your plan?
I wanted to be married with kids by 25 so bad. Like,
really?
I could make that happen. I want like Marquita said, I am boy, girl. I want to experience both.
One of each, yeah.
Yeah, and me and Mike already have names for a boy and a girl. Aww. So we've had these names literally for 10 years. So we're just waiting on a baby.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember thinking about having kids when I was younger. I think with the way I grew up, I was just so pressed to just get out and be on my own that I wasn't really thinking about
that makes sense
having kids. And then once I did, so my husband really wanted to have kids even before we got married. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, we're going to wait if we can help it until we get married. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, we were always just going to have the one. And I was fine with just having one. Mm-hmm. And then not until he was 3, I was like, oh, I think I could have another one. He grew up so fast. I want to do this again. And I really enjoyed being pregnant. So I was like, oh, I'll do this again. Mm-hmm. Well, then at that time, we started to decide to buy a house. So then we were like, okay, maybe we should wait until after we get a house. And then it was, okay, now we got a house. Let's try now. And then my family was like, maybe you should settle into the house first before you start trying. So we started trying in October. And we were like, good, we're going to try in October. We're going to be pregnant by December. We're going to be good. And that's just not how it worked out.
Yeah.
It took over a year for us to get pregnant with him. So they ended up being a lot further apart than I planned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it worked out because he's been able to be more of a helper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I feel like it took some of the pressure of having a newborn off because, not to say I didn't have to worry about my other child, but he was able to do his own thing. I wasn't stressed.
And he could help you.
Yeah, and he can help me. So 2 was beyond what I ever thought.
So the motivation for you wanting initially to have one, did that just come from, it was just you growing up?
Probably. I was just kind of like, because I know a lot of people are only kids and they're like, oh, I really wish I had a brother and sister. Mm-hmm. I never had that one. Like, I was fine.
I did.
I was fine being by myself. So I was like, well, I was fine. My kid will be fine too. So
now, Daryl is not an only child. So meaning your husband.
Yeah, my husband.
So was he ever okay with the idea of y'all just having one?
Yeah, I don't. That's a good question because I don't remember him ever saying. Like, I remember him saying he would have more than one. Mm-hmm. But once we had the one, he never pushed try to have us.
He was like, okay,
have another one. Good enough. And he was almost like an only child because his siblings were so much older than him. Yeah. His sister's 13 years older than him. His brother's 11 years older than him. So by the time he came along, they were older and doing their own thing.
They was babysitters.
Exactly. And then by the time he was, 8 years old, they were going off to college. So he was pretty much
an only child
at that point. So,
his parents had to do it all over again. Huh?
Yeah. They
were brave for that one.
They were, because I thought I was starting over at almost 6. They're almost exact. They're 2 weeks from being 6 years apart.
Wow.
So, and I was like, oh, I'm starting over. I forgot all that stuff and packing bags and all that. So,
yeah. But like how you were saying, like you were okay with being an only child. I was okay with being an only child because my mom was a single mom. So I knew initially once I knew, I was like, okay, well, this is going to be my life.
This is it.
This is it. And of course, I have siblings from my father. 6 of us total. But I was never
a whole basketball team and one.
So we never lived. We lived together when we were younger. My 2 older siblings, but after me, it's 3 younger ones. So we were never close knit. Even when I see the Kardashians and the Braxtons, that would have been so lovely for me. That's all I ever wanted. Were sisters
to be around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I guess I was just alone. Yeah. Because that just seemed like a lot of work to me.
But going back to having kids, that's why I'm like, well, I don't want my kid to be an only child. I would like to have at least 2.
Yeah.
So they have each other.
And I've thought about it. I mean, we're done now. But I did think oh, what about a girl? But we're good.
You're satisfied.
I'm satisfied with our children. I was like, oh, it just wasn't meant for me to have a little girl, I guess. But I enjoy being the only girl in the house.
Yeah, I think you're a good boy mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a slight bit tomboyish too. I like
you
girly
rough.
Thing. Yeah, I'm rough.
Chanel rough, so she good with boys.
So I feel like, I'm fine with being
But your girl would have been a girly girl too.
Because you do a lot of girly stuff. So.
I do girly things, but I feel like I'm a little rough around.
You're rough.
You are.
Marquita is tough, so she's good with having boys and girls. So.
And Sophia is just as tough.
Is just as tough.
She's like, you ain't gonna play me.
I have to remind her she a girl sometimes. Lord, little girl.
Sophia, Marquita has to remind me and Sophia. You have dresses on,
right?
Pull your dress. Don't bend over. I'm like, oops. So, life before kids and then life after kids. And what did you take for granted?
I'm like, why y'all looking at me?
I didn't have a life before
your life
kids.
Before kids now. Do you feel like you've done everything you want to do? You're at a place now. You're good to have kids because you know everything is going to change. Everything that you're doing now is going to be a lot harder to get done.
That's true. You won't be able to just be like, oh, Mike, let's go on vacation tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or date nights every Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, you can if you don't mind taking the baby.
Yeah.
Well, then that's family night. That ain't date night.
True.
The only thing I feel like we missed, well, I think it's because we got really spoiled at when we first got married. Mike's mother was always helping us travel, and she has a Wyndham and flight stuff, so she was taking us here, there, and everywhere, and me and Mike would always do mini vacations and stuff like that. But after the
which is why you always want to go on a vacation now.
We'd be stay close. You're if I'm not flying,
I'm flying. I ain't flying. I'm dying. So yeah, that's the only thing, because I feel if you're not going to have kids, travel, because I feel like that's like the next best thing. And because we can't do that, I'm like, ooh, well, I guess it's time to have kids, because what else? But
y'all at a place now.
I think it's definitely time.
So y'all are ready for life with kids. Y'all have done everything pretty much
to a certain extent.
And I don't know if I was ready. Like my husband was ready, so I felt like, okay, I need to get ready.
Now, initially when we wanted to get started and try, Mike was not ready. Mike was like, no, financially, no, we can't have no kid. I was like, no, we're figuring out this family, like we gonna be good. And he was just like, no, I had to beg him. And he was like,
but that's good though. That's good, because we didn't think about any of that. We're like, okay, we're married, we're living alone, let's get pregnant.
Yeah, that was how I felt.
We weren't thinking like, are we financially able to have a kid now? You know, our schedules, our jobs at the time, we were both working in DC. So I'm like, were we really ready? Did we think? We didn't think any of that. We're just like, okay.
Yeah. Well, I know we weren't ready. Y'all heard my story in the last episode. I was 19.
You got ready.
Yeah, I had to get ready. So I feel like I'm going to be reversed. Like, y'all could like Chennel can share stories like before kids versus like after kids, and you can kind of share the same thing once you have kids, because this is your before story. But me, I'm kind of like my life with kids, and then I'm looking forward to the life kind of after they get a little bit older.
That's why,
because guess what? They're going to be grown and you still going to be hot and doing
exactly. So I'm like, me and George just kind of look forward to that. We like, Christian, you 12, you got a couple more years. Sophia and Aiden, you going to be right behind them. Yeah. You know, y'all going to be able to stay home.
That told me that him and his wife purposely had their kids. I think he said they were like 20 and 22 when they had their two kids.
I would have loved that.
And he said they did it on purpose, because they wanted when they were 40 and 40, 45 that they can go out. And now him and his wife are traveling all over. Yeah. You know, they're doing it, and they're still young enough to be out there and enjoying it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why y'all be burnt out. When I was in my 20s, I partied,
so you experienced
and partied.
A lot. I didn't. I mean, although I had Daryl when I was 27, 28, I just wasn't the type to really do that. But we did a lot of shopping.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't happen. Like, we would go out every weekend and go shopping and come back with bags of clothes and shoes and stuff for the house. And we had a lot of extra income that we do not have right now. So I don't really shop for myself much. So life before kids for us, I feel like was just we were only thinking of ourselves. We were able to just indulge in all the like not luxuries as in luxurious stuff, but like the luxuries of not having to worry about anyone else. We were able to do traveling. We were able to shop a lot and stuff like that. And then once we had kids, all that changes. All that money went into the kids. So I don't buy myself stuff much anymore, and
when you return it. Let's be honest.
If I do, I'm like, no, do I really need this? Like, them shoes don't got no holes in it. I don't need these.
We be trying to talk her into keeping some of her stuff, y'all, but she just don't.
Yeah, I don't.
No, she be returning stuff on a sneak tip.
Yeah,
she
that's like y'all be like, what about this? I'm like, oh no, I returned that.
Right.
And then even when I do go out, I don't, like, my first instinct isn't to look for me. Although they may not need anything, I'm like, oh, what kind of shirts do they have out for them? Or what? Oh. So I don't really think about myself as much as I should.
And going back to what we said, Chennel takes very good care of her children and her husband.
I'm getting better.
We've shared tips with her on how to like shop as she goes and try to not have that.
Yeah, because that wasn't me. It was kind of like, I wouldn't buy myself anything for like 6 months, and then I'm like in dire need of new clothes, and then I have to spend hundreds of dollars, and then I feel horrible.
Right now.
Yeah.
And then I want to return it. I feel bad, so I need to just slowly buy things. You need to,
yeah. I stopped doing it because Mike has been such a stickler with our finances, and somehow they kind of did get out of whack for a while. So like we weren't spending anything. We were like overpaying credit cards and stuff like that. So now it's to the point like everything in my closet gotta go.
Yeah.
So now I'm like where you are. I'm like I haven't bought anything new. So in now
months. You have to like get a whole bunch of stuff. Yes. And then it's like you feel really bad when you spend $400, but you needed it all. Yeah.
Look, where I'm constantly just if we go out and I can just walk past something hanging on the rack and I'm like, oh, my size, thank you, put it in the cart.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just what I do. I don't even worry about trying on stuff anymore. I used to be the person that had to try on everything.
I don't know how we are changing roles. I don't know if it's retro.
Right. Because now I just put it in the cart, I take it home, I try it on. If it fits and I like it, I keep it. If it don't fit or something just ain't sitting right, I just take it back.
And I don't try anything on because I do everything online.
Yes.
I don't want to go to the store with both kids, and I definitely probably wouldn't try it on even if I did. So then I see it on the rack and be like, that's cute. It probably won't fit, so I won't buy it.
Girl.
So I should probably just buy it anyway and then return
and try it on at home if it don't fit. That's my thing. Even though I haven't bought anything in a hot minute, I'm like Marquita. If I see it, I like it. Like Ariana said, I'm getting it. Right. I'm trying it on, and then if it ain't fitting, I'm either returning it, getting a different size. But I think it's just me. Like I'm just not feeling how I look in clothes these days, so I just don't even care.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So, what do you think you took for granted before having kids, or what do you think now like you wish you would have done prior to having kids?
Oh, that's a good question. What do you think you would be doing without,
or if
kids?
you didn't have them when you did?
Me personally, I don't know because I didn't do anything.
Did you have plans though? Like,
would you have gone to school
so you
or
and
something?
George were together. I mean, that just wasn't in your future.
No.
You and George were together. Did you really see yourself having a future with him to where you're like, oh, well, I look forward to, us getting married or us being together, us getting our own place, us doing this or that?
Yeah, because, I mean, we had talked about, like, being serious and, like, marriage and that kind of stuff. But, of course, with us just getting pregnant I'm not even going to say sooner than we imagined because of all of our talks, we never talked about having kids because we were both 19. So when that happened, we were just like, oh, okay, well, now we got to shift gears. But even before that, I mean, I didn't do much. Like I wasn't a go out type of person. I didn't go to the clubs. I didn't go partying. I mean, outside of getting pregnant before being married, I pretty much just chilled. I mean, all I knew my whole life growing up was church, work, or church, school, and home. So even met George, that's all I did. I'd be like, oh, nope, it's Wednesday. I got to be in church. Nope, it's Sunday. I have 2 services. Nope, or nope, my church is doing this. I can't do this. We got to be here. Like, if you want to be with me, you have to come with me.
Did he start coming to stuff with you?
Mike did the same thing.
Yeah,
because my mom wasn't having it, so she was like, invite him to church.
Well, see, I knew my parents weren't gonna have it in, per se, air quotes, but I feel like that was just my mentality at the time too. Like even my boyfriend prior to George, same thing. I was like, oh, nope, it's Sunday. Let's go to church. That's where I'm at on Sunday, so that's where you're gonna be at too if you want to be with me. And that was just always kind of like I don't want to say a prerequisite because it really wasn't, but I just let it be known like, hey, this is kind of my life. So you want to be with me? This is what it is. So take it or leave it. But obviously they all would be, no, let's go to church. Oh, it's Wednesday. Oh, let's go to Bible study. Oh, we're going here. Your church is doing this. So, and that's the same thing. And funny because George was not even a
Christian.
Yeah, in the sense of what we are. I mean, like he is Greek. So I feel like all Greek people, and I always tell him this, I'm like, he's like, oh no, I went to church. I'm like, no. He's like, I'm Greek Orthodox. I'm like, you're Greek Orthodox because that's what you were born into.
That's what,
that's just
like me.
That's just how you're raised.
I was Catholic because that's what I was born into, not because we went to Catholic churches and stuff.
I was like, they weren't active in their church or even to this day, his parents go to church on Easter to get the light. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. So I'm like, well, if you want to be with me, like, I'm super active in my church and like, this is what we do. So that was that. I didn't do anything else.
Yeah. I think the only thing, so we did a lot prior to having kids. And I think I was just so comfortable and happy with the way life was going. So that's why I wasn't in a rush to have kids. But I think now the only thing I take for granted that I didn't think about prior was like me time. Like just having time to myself. The only really time I have to myself now, of course when I'm at work, but then I'm working, is after they go to bed. So I feel like that's why I'm always up so late, because that's when I take my time to like do my nails or do a mask or do some.
I feel like after kids, I'm probably gonna be on the second shift like y'all, the late nights. But for now, like you said, I just take it all in, because in the back of my mind, I'm like, when I have kids, I'm not gonna be able to do this. So why not get the rest that you're supposed to be getting?
That's true. Y'all know I get my rest.
Girl, do you?
Did you when they were still really young?
Not as much. I was that parent that stuck by unless there was something I asked, like I had to get done. I was if my baby slept, I was sleeping. And then it's funny because I didn't get a lot of sleep, like the first, I want to say, couple months of Sophia being born. And of course, y'all know her and Aiden are super close in age.
But you were also a stay-at-home mom too, right?
I think prior to having Sophia, I don't remember when I actually went to work, but when I did, I started working at the hospital, and I was working overnight shifts.
So was it with Aiden that you were home?
It might have been Aiden, because we were kind of new over here, and I was like, let me get kind of acquainted with the area. But after I had Sophia, I was working at the hospital 7 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. I'd come home, George would be rolling out, and I had Sophia and Aiden all day.
Wow.
And then let it not hold, and all I could do was pray that I didn't have to go back in that night at 7 p.m. to 7:30 in the morning again. So I didn't get a whole lot of sleep, but I strongly believed in sleeping when my baby slept. So at nap time, we were all down.
I feel like that's what I didn't do. That's why my husband always says I can't relax.
He was probably cooking and cleaning
because when they slept, like I would see, I really should probably do this laundry, or I should. So then I would do that, and then I would go lay down, and then they'll be up. So or not they, but
you're blocking your blessings.
Exactly.
See, I did that stuff while they were awake, though. Like when we wake up, I take care of them, change diapers. Because they were both still in diapers.
Oh, that scares me.
Give formula and food and everything, and then kind of just set them up to make them kind of content for a little while I would do dishes or clean up this or do a load of laundry or two. So I don't know, I just managed to be able to do it while they were awake.
I think that's what I'm going to do, because I've never thought that when they sleep to do stuff, because I feel like when they sleep, I'm asleep.
Right.
So I've always thought, like put them in their little play pack or their little swing or whatever, and just do whatever.
Dylan is much more independent than Daryl was, but when Daryl was little, he wanted me to be there next to him all the time. So it was so hard for me to do something. I mean, laundry probably could get done, but like washing dishes, he'd be like, come play, let's do this, let's do that. Like he didn't want to be by himself. So
what are some quick things that you guys want to give our wifeys as far as like mom hacks or anything important that you think can help if they're struggling with sleep or getting stuff together? Like, what are some key things?
You didn't hear me when I said the first time. Sleep when your children sleep.
So I do feel like, and I don't know if you had this experience, I didn't have full on postpartum depression, but I feel like I had a little bit of baby blues after I had Daryl for about like maybe the first 3 months. And then, like I told you all, I didn't really go to the church like that until we started going to this church, which was maybe almost 5 years ago now. So
look at you. You knew that date right off the jump.
Because that's the year I got married.
I remember driving home, and my mother-in-law was watching him at the time, watching little Daryl for when I first went back to work. And I remember driving home, and I was just bawling the whole way home and praying. And I got home, and literally I felt fine. Like I was like, it's going to be fine. It's all going to be okay. And I didn't feel that. So I had a little bit of anxiety that when I had Dylan, that feeling would come back.
Right.
But I just kind of kept reminding myself, this is not going to last forever. Like, so if you're feeling overwhelmed, like take a minute to go to yourself, go have your cry in your closet or your bathroom or wherever. But just remember, it's not going to last forever. These sleepless nights are not going to last forever. They're not going to be hanging. They're not going to be hanging off your boob forever.
Right.
You know, you're not going to be. Well, some parents.
You're
not going to be changing diapers forever. You know, eventually they're going to be playing on their own, doing their own thing. Eventually, they're not even going to want to hang out with you no more.
Then you're going to miss those.
Yeah. So just remember, it's not going to last forever, and pray about it.
Yeah, and I'm going to say the same because I know we're about to get to our game. But as far as women who, like myself, are trying to get pregnant or, you know, foresee it in the future and it's taking longer than usual, I'm going to say the same thing. You have to pray and you have to trust God is going to do it
at the right time.
At the right time.
Because it can be discouraging.
It is. Yeah. And you're going to want to give up. I've given up so many times, including now. And it's like you have to believe that God's going to do a miracle. And I feel like this year alone that he's in the miracle business, miracle making business. So you have to just trust and believe. If you have to fast, if you have to ask people to pray for you, do so, because you know it's going to make you feel better and God is listening. So you just have to really, like Chennel said, if you need to take time, cry, because you're going to want to cry, you're going to be upset, but it's not going to always be like that. And God at the end of the day has a plan. It may not be like everybody else when you want it or how you want it. It might not be, you know, getting pregnant on your own. It may be IVF, it may be IUI, it may be adoption, but with all of that, that's still your child and that's still an answer.
And consider all those things blessings, because you know, what if you did get pregnant and you had the issues you had? What issues could that have caused with your pregnancy or with the baby? You know, it's a blessing that you were able to find out what your issues were and deal with them. When we were trying, I didn't even look in to see if there were any issues. I just told myself, "Oh, you too old, so that's why you're not. That's why you're not getting pregnant." And it was hard. I was discouraged too. So, it just take your time, and when it's supposed to happen, it'll happen.
Trust God.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
So we have a little fun game as usual, which will tell you all a little bit about our kids and see how much Brit knows our kids. So do we want to do this for our kids only or for the group of kids?
Let's go for the group of kids.
Okay, so I saw this fun thing. I think people were doing it on like TikTok or something like that, where they just name off characteristics, and then we will have to name which kid has this characteristic. Okay, the meanest out of the group. So we're going through Christian, Aiden, Sophia, Daryl, and Dylan.
Sophia?
I was going to say Dylan. Because
Dylan will hit quick.
He will hit you quick.
Dylan is a Sour Patch Kid. So he'll hit you and then be like, "Oh," and try to give you a hug.
And make you feel better.
Make you feel better. So
but Sophia, she be turning up when she don't get her way.
If Sophia's mad at you, she's mad at you.
Yeah.
She don't care what you try to do to make her happy. She's mad at you. So I don't know. Maybe it's between those two youngest. Maybe it's the youngest.
The two youngest are definitely both Sour Patch.
Okay. Yes. Who's the quietest?
Christian,
I think
only
so,
because I feel like he's just older than the other ones now. So he just kind of got into that age where he just kind of chills.
I feel like when we first met, he felt more in the group.
Yeah, he did.
I guess because his siblings were younger and Daryl was a little closer to his age. But now I feel like he's like, I'm in middle school.
Right. He's like, y'all some babies in elementary.
Exactly. The loudest.
Aiden.
Sophia, I think.
I think Aiden.
Really?
Yes.
I feel like now Aiden has changed a lot. I feel like in the last year.
Yeah.
He's changed a lot.
That's true.
I don't know, but when Sophia get mad, that voice get deep.
Yeah.
You can hear her from anywhere in the house. Okay, the most caring.
Daryl.
I think Daryl.
Yeah.
The baddest.
Sophia.
That could be between Sophia and Aiden.
Dylan. I was going to Sophia and Dylan.
No, because Aiden be trolling.
I was going to say Aiden, like, I feel like Dylan will just do it in your face and be like, "What? I hit them." So
that's true, too.
But I feel like Aiden, okay, so maybe I should have like sarcastic on here because I feel like Aiden has become the most sarcastic. He is a button pusher.
Yeah.
Like,
he wanting to punch Aiden in the back of the head.
He's learned how to like tiptoe on that line right there.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, who's the sneakiest?
Christian.
Sophia.
Oh, Christian. Really? I think Christian doesn't do it around like when I would see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. We wouldn't know. We wouldn't know that.
And he's good at mumbling things to the other kids under his breath.
Oh.
Where it's like, then it's his word against theirs. I didn't say, yes, you did. You just said this. And,
Well, I'm only saying Sophia because, like, when we were trying to do the other video, like, Sophia, stay downstairs. 2 seconds later, Sophia getting up.
Sophia,
and they didn't even know she was gone.
No, or Sophia, she'll ask her mom for a snack. Mom be like, no, what Sophia do? Get the snack.
Right.
Okay, so who's the cleanest?
Daryl.
Yeah, Daryl.
I think Daryl has. I was gonna say Daryl. I feel like Sophia is like wanting to be that like womanly mom.
Yes.
She will come over here and go make up Daryl's bed.
She will
clean
show her
his room.
domestic skills.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I do feel like sometimes I feel bad because I feel like my little bit of like obsessiveness with cleaning up, like it's rubbing off on him.
Mm-hmm. No, but Chanel, that's great as a guy. That's what women are going to want.
But I feel like at his age, it's a little over. Like he'll be like, "Oh, I gotta go get in the shower." I'm like, he'll come home from school and I'll be like, "Go put on your house clothes." And he'll be like, "I gotta get in the shower. I'm dirty." I was like, "What all were you doing at school?
Go wash your hands
and put on your daggone house clothes." But no, he gotta get in the shower first. Okay, who's the messiest?
Dylan.
Yeah,
because he's the baby.
Yeah, he don't really care.
Now, if you talk about eating, then Daryl.
Oh,
Daryl be getting it everywhere.
Bruh, I'm like, so the other day he was eating Oreos and his dad was like, "Look at your face." He was like, don't lick nothing. He was like, he ate it like the Cookie Monster. I don't understand how he'd be missing his whole mouth. Okay, who gets in trouble the most?
Dylan and Sophia, right?
For my kids, definitely Dylan.
So for her kids, Sophia.
No,
maybe it's Aiden.
It's Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden.
Because he always on joke time. He always thinks somebody playing.
That's true.
Who eats the most?
Sophia.
Yeah.
And she's like amongst the smallest.
And she don't care what it is.
I told her the other day I need her metabolism. She was like, "What's that?" I said, "You can eat whatever you want and you still stay slim and
she
trim."
Is so little.
Who's the friendliest?
Is it Dylan?
No. I feel like once he gets to know you, but I don't think he's like the walk up to a stranger. "Hi, I'm
I don't think none of our kids
maybe
are that
none
friendly.
of y'all's kids.
Yeah.
Okay, and who's the most adventurous?
Sophia.
Yeah, I think she'll be willing to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just have a few more I think that would be fun. Who's most likely to?
For the kids?
Yes.
Okay.
So who's most likely to curse in front of their parents?
Sophia.
So I think so. I was gonna say Sophia. I think Dylan will and be like, "What? I did it."
Right. Yeah.
But I think Sophia doesn't realize.
Now, have you ever heard him say a cuss?
I heard him. I think say the B word, but I don't think he realized he was saying it.
Yeah.
I think y'all were over here and we were like, "Wait, what? What did you just say?"
Yeah.
And he just kept repeating it, and I was like, "No, that's not what he meant." We're gonna say he didn't mean to say that. Who's most likely to sneak out of the house?
I'm gonna say Christian. Why we say the same thing?
Yeah.
Possibly. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, you already said he was kind of sneaky, so.
Well, true.
Okay. Who's most likely to skip school?
Aiden. Because he played too much.
Probably, and think it's funny until he get caught.
Who's most likely to take their parents' car without them knowing?
Dylan.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's trying to be a little bit of a rebel.
Yeah.
Okay, who's most likely to get married first?
Daryl. Or Aiden.
I was thinking Daryl too.
Either Daryl or Aiden, because Daryl's sweet, but Aiden is a Cancer. Here I go. And he's a male Cancer, and they're a little more sensitive.
I don't think it's Sophie, although like she's a girl, so you think like I don't think
she's gonna have to find the perfect man for her.
I think she's gonna be like, "Nope, you didn't do this, you out."
And she's gonna be spoiled because her mom is spoiled, so she
she
already done seen it. So
she's like, "Wait a minute, my daddy do this,
do all this."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so and then the last one: who's most likely to become an actor or an actress?
Dylan, because he's smart and he has a lot of personality.
I keep saying that.
Or
I need
Sophia,
to put him to work.
Yeah, or Sophia because she sings.
Sophia likes to perform.
Yeah,
I would say Aiden because Aiden always he's never serious. He's always on joke time. But that's just recently, like you said, in like the last year
he
was not like that before.
Yeah,
but
so Yeah. I'll let you all know a little more about our children.
Right, about our youngins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have come to the part of our show where we are going to do our Wifey Weekly Boost.
Oh, she got it this time, y'all. So we're going to slow it down a little bit. And since, this episode is based on family in a way, or kids, I have a family quote that you can ponder on for this week. So it says, family. Like branches on a tree, we all grow in different directions, yet our roots remain as one. And when I think about this, I think because we have 3 different lives, like Chennel has her family and her story, Marquita has her family, her story, my family, my story, but we can all come together and do stuff like we're doing now. Like we can always go out and still, relate. We can do the podcast and relate. So at some point in time, you always can come together.
Right. And I feel like you said, even though we all have our own families, us together have almost created our own family.
Definitely.
Yep. So that's true.
Perfect. So hopefully you guys
have
stuck with
me
right?
Forever.
I love it.
All right, wifeys. Well, we hope you enjoy the show.
Thank you for joining us again.
Yay. So
holla at you
come
next
back
week.
and listen next week.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.